Sheila replies in the same tone as before, yes, that's what you say. Here we can see the use of italics emphasises her disbelief. She is sceptical about what Gerald has to say. Then we have Mrs. Burling saying, "No, Sheila, don't tease him. When you're married, you'll realise that men with important work to do sometimes have to spend nearly all their time and energy on their business. You'll have to get used to that, just as I did." Here we can see her use of imperatives reveal her domineering nature in "don't tease him." Then we can see the condescending nature of Mrs. Burling. Gender roles of the time are clearly established, with women taking a back seat. Sheila replies with, "I don't believe I will," with half playful, half serious tone to Gerald. "So you be careful." Here we can see that she is much more progressive, and that this is because she is part of a different generation, emphasising the theme of the generation gap. We can see that Eric guffaws from the stage directions. This is out of place, and we can see his ugly laughter is inappropriate in this lovely cosy setting. Sheila accuses him of being squiffy, which is a colloquial expression for being drunk. Here we can see this inappropriate behaviour at the dinner table preempting his lifestyle later on in the play. Mrs. Burling scolds Sheila. "What an expression, Sheila! Really, the things you girls pick up these days," again emphasising the age gap and also her condescending manner as she patronises her child through the word girl, despite Sheila's age. Then we have Eric saying, "If you think that's the best she can do." Here, this makes the audience question, is Sheila capable of nastiness? We can also see the sibling relationship. "Don't be an ass, Eric," as the two playfully bicker. Then Mrs. Burling again admonishing, "Now stop it, you two. Arthur, what about this famous toast of yours?" She tactfully changes the subject in polite company. "Yes, of course," and clears his throat. "Well, Gerald, I know you agreed that we should only have this quiet little family party. It's a pity Sir George and Lady Croft can't be with us, but they're abroad, and so it can't be helped. As I told you, they sent me a very nice cable. Couldn't be nicer. I'm not sorry that we're celebrating quietly like this." Here we can see the tension, as Gerald's family is clearly not happy that Gerald is marrying Sheila. Sir and Lady are social indicators of status, emphasising the fact that they are of higher social standing than the Burlings, which is clearly the cause of the tension. Note also the fact that they are abroad, again emphasising the lavish lifestyles that they lead. The pause after cable and the "couldn't be nicer" is dubious, as the family are clearly annoyed with Gerald's choice to marry Sheila. Then we have "much nicer really," and Gerald saying, "I agree. So do I, but it makes speech making more difficult." Then Eric chimes in, not too rudely, "Well, don't do any. We'll drink their health and have done with it." Then we have Mr. Burling saying, "No, we won't. It's one of the happiest nights of my life, and one day, I hope, Eric, when you've a daughter of your own, you'll understand why. Gerald, I'm going to tell you frankly, without any pretences, that your engagement to Sheila means a tremendous lot to me. She'll make you happy, and I'm sure you'll make her happy. You're just the kind of son-in-law I always wanted. Your father and I have been friendly rivals in business for some time now, though Crofts Limited are both older and bigger than Burling and Company, and now you've brought us together, and perhaps we may look forward to the time when Crofts and Burlings are no longer competing, but are working together for lower costs and higher prices." Here we can see his pompous attitude with no, we won't. The superlative happiest, emphasising his self-serving nature. He is only happy at the engagement because of social advancement for himself, proving his selfishness. This is reinforced through, "Your engagement to Sheila means a tremendous lot to me." Women were considered property and objects to be sold. Here we can see with "son-in-law I always wanted" that we could also have the implication the sort of son he always wanted, and this is much more evident later on when the tension between him and Eric is rather more obvious. The comparative adjectives older and bigger than Burling and Company shows prestige and again emphasises the class divide between the upper-class Burlings, and the aristocratic Crofts. Final statement: for lower costs and higher prices, emphasise his capitalist and traditionalist attitude. And this speech proves that marriage was considered a contract rather than for love. Again, we can see that he uses her marriage for social gain. Gerald responds with, "Hear, hear, and I think my father would agree to that. But, after what has previously been said, this is called into doubt, and we possibly believe that this is just purely Gerald being polite."